Hello, Chimera Crew! I am Megami Mary, the transgender gamer girl with a heart of gold, love for all things nerdy. So this was a theory video I wasn't expecting to make anytime soon. But with the announcement of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, my hand has been forced. It is time to find out, who is Sylux? If you are a channel vet, you know I am a huge fan of Metroid. My first video of my channel, Rebrand in 2015, was my first ever critical analysis video about Metroid Other M, a game I myself love and others are very vocal about, well, not loving. But today we will talk about a different part of the Metroid franchise, the Prime Trilogy. Or rather, Prime Sub-Series, I guess is what it should be called now. Set between the events of Metroid 1 and 2, the Prime Trilogy follows Samus Aran as she investigates space pirate activity on Talon 4. She comes across a substance known as Phazon and over the course of the game makes her way to the Impact Crater where she fights the titular Metroid Prime. After the fight, one of Samus's upgrades, the Phazon suit, is ripped from her being by the Metroid Prime's desperate attempts to stay alive. Samus then leaves the planet, her job now finished. Little does she know the Metroid Prime fused with her suit and created a Phazon-based clone, Dark Samus, who is easily my favorite video game villain of all time. Dark Samus is the titular Metroid Prime as we move into Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and the finale of the trilogy, Corruption. I have a future video in the works that will dive more into Dark Samus along with other villains from across media, so be sure to subscribe if you want to be notified when that happens. But we cap off Metroid Prime 3 Corruption with Dark Samus being defeated along with all traces of Phazon in existence. This is thanks in large part to the efforts of the Galactic Federation providing a massive full-scale invasion, allowing Samus the window needed to break through to the planet's surface and fight Dark Samus one-on-one. The post-credits tease has this gunship following Samus that looks familiar to anyone who has played the spin-off game Metroid Prime Hunters. The Delano 7 is a gunship belonging to Sylux, one of the hunters introduced in Metroid Prime Hunters. Okay, Dark Samus and the Metroid Prime do not appear in this game at all, so having the Prime name stamped onto it is gratuitous, just like with Federation Force. While all the other hunters are given information of their species and planet of origin, Sylux is the only one who isn't. On top of that, only real information we have about Sylux is that he harbors a deep hatred for both Samus and the Galactic Federation. On top of that, it is now very obvious that Sylux is our key antagonist for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So I think it is clear that there is a mystery element with the character's identity that will be a twist of sorts. So, who could it be? Who is Sylux? Well, there is a pretty obvious answer. Dark Samus. I can hear you typing in the comments already. Dark Samus is dead. Dark Samus can't exist without Phazon. And you are kinda right. Dark Samus, as we knew her, is dead. Dark Samus was a Phazon-based clone of Samus born of the Metroid Prime. But Dark Samus's existence also hinged on the existence of the planet Phase. In Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, we see Dark Samus conducting experiments with the artificial intelligence units known as Aura units. A quick side note is these Aura units seem to be very similar in design to Mother Brain minus the telepathy. In the final phase of the boss fight on, Phase, Dark Samus merges with the Aura unit. Now, on the surface, this seems like your typical final boss form, but to me, this seems like something else. A desperate attempt to upload her consciousness to a cybernetic body she built for herself in the event she was ever pushed this far. You ever feel like this part of the game was a little too easy? Maybe that was the point. Maybe Dark Samus wasn't fighting back, only trying to delay the inevitable as she backs up her mind into her new body, Sylux. Something we haven't touched on yet is Sylux's body. The way they transform into their alternate form, it's very possible that he is not organic at all, and is a completely robotic life form. The signature weapon in Hunters is the Shock Coil, a weapon that siphons power from other characters and uses it to replenish their own health, like recharging a battery. But you know, if they wanted to recharge their energy, they didn't need to go through such lengths. They could have just used the sponsor of this video, Havoc Energy. Havoc Energy is a powdered-based energy drink that you just add to water. I myself have cut carbonated drinks out of my diet completely, which means sodas and most energy drinks like Red Bull and Monster are completely off limits. But this is something that you just add to water and bam, you're good to go. And it has a delicious fruit punch taste to it. Use the link in the description below and promo code MegumiMary for 10% off your order. Dark Samus died at the hands of Samus twice before the battle on Phase, and knew that if the planet of Phase was destroyed, there were no more resurrections this time. She needed a backup plan. She needed to go beyond her Phazon-based form. And Sylux is just that. Dark Samus going beyond the limitations of being a Phazon-based clone of Samus. Their hatred of Samus and the Galactic Federation? Well, it was only with the joint effort of Samus and the Galactic Federation that Phase was destroyed in the first place. Why is Metroid Prime Hunters and Federation Force using the name Metroid Prime if they don't have to do with the Metroid Prime? Well, they do. Even Federation Force snuck a Sylux cameo as if to meet this quota, so when they do make this reveal, they can point at this moment and say, there is a reason why we use the name Metroid Prime. Sylux is Dark Samus. I'm locking in my prediction right now. Hey, so just a few last minute thoughts that I just wanted to squeeze in right here at the end of the video that came to me while working on it. First, that the shock coil siphoning off power to heal itself is a very Metroid-like ability that a reincarnation of the Metroid Prime, which, you know, Dark Samus is a reincarnation of the Metroid Prime, and I'm theorizing that Sylux is a reincarnation of Dark Samus. So, that would fuel the fact that this is a reincarnation of the Metroid Prime, the fact that it draws energy like a Metroid would. As well as the fact that Sylux is surrounded by Metroids in the reveal trailer for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Which I think also hints at the Metroid origins of Sylux as a whole. These were just some very quick points that came to me while I was working on the video, and I just wanted to throw them in right here at the end, alright? So yeah, that's pretty much it. For years, calling the trans allegory in Steven Universe years before the show made it blatant in the finale was one of my finest achievements as a YouTuber. But if this theory comes to pass, then this theory will be my new crowning achievement in theory crafting. I have been MegumiMary. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't stop being awesome. And before the usual outro plays, please enjoy this stupid little flub I made during the making of this theory. But to me, this seems like something else. A desperate attempt to upload her consciousness to a cybernetic body she built for herself in the event she was pushed this far. Push this fart. Who pushed this fart? You can find links to all my various projects across the internet by going to marytest.com, MaryTes.com.